Okay, listen. So the internet wants us to get back with our ex. The weather wants us to find a cuddle buddy. And I just want to know how we're going to get through cupping season without losing our minds. Hey everybody, welcome back to Still Can't Cook. I'm Kelley Fahey, your host. So glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Subscribe, please follow, subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Anyway, I want to talk about why the internet is so desperate to get us back with our exes. Clearly, it's listening. Clearly, my phone hears everything I'm saying because every time I sign on, it's another scheme about how I can win this man back. Years ago, I paid so much money for all these text your ex back and how to what is it like put a spell on him, and you literally I sat at my phone and purchased these things and sat and listened and copied word for word text messages that they swear were going to work to get my ex back. I did get my ex back, but not because of the text messages. It's crazy, A, that they hear us because they're definitely listening. The other morning I got up and I walked into the living room and Alexa said, I'm afraid to say it, Alexa said, the traffic. All of a sudden she started talking to me about the traffic. I'm like, I'm not asking about traffic. I'm having a coffee. So anyway, she's always listening. But that's why my phone, every time I get online now, because I have in fact broken up with on again, off again, or we've broken up, however it is, but it keeps hitting me with this get back with your ex stuff. And you pay, but they tell you like, do you want to just get his attention? Has he ghosted you? Has he never talked to you again? Has the police been at your house? Don't worry, we can fix it by this one text, this magic text that can get inside the man's brain. Now, here's the thing. I believe that they're probably basic enough to just have a text when you win them back. Some men, it's like you could just say something dirty or something, whatever, stroke their ego. But when I was watching this, I actually watched one today, and they say that there are these things called dopamine hits that men require. That's why men like sports. And I guess it's the same as what I was talking about in one of my podcasts. If you guys paid attention, go back and watch if you didn't. I talk about the dopamine hit that you get when the monkey gets the treat. So that's a narcissist thing, and people get whatever. I'm not getting back into that. But we get these dopamine hits when you get something out of nowhere. So they're saying this whole thing about win your ex back, pay me $100 and I'll tell you how to win the ex back. For me today, I bought a $47 thing. I did because I had paid for it years ago, and I don't think it's for the ex. It says how to talk to men via text, and I was like, I could use all the help I can get because now I'm back on the market. So it doesn't have to be for him, it's for any man, but they rope you in with the ex. That's how they get you. And they're like, well, if it's just any guy, and it's like, okay, we'll use it for any guy. Anyway, I bought it today. It's kind of interesting. But the point is, A, they're listening to us. Well, mine's listening to me for sure. I'm going to have more when I get back on today, on my phone. But what would you do to get your ex back? And if these tricks and these, spells work, do we actually want them? Does it work out? If you could put a spell on someone to win them back, should you actually have them back? Isn't that kind of the question? So today, for me, in all honesty, I was reading through the script of what you're supposed to do and what you should say, and it really was for just every man. There are the hooks for the ex, and I didn't go to that one, but it was like, men, I think we all do. They really minimize it. They say men. I think everyone likes a memory text. Like, remember the time that anyone's thinking about you, I think, or remember the time text works for anybody. A friend, a family member, I think it's a kind text. Anyway, they minimize it, and they say it's what men enjoy getting, these text messages about memories we have of them. What happened for me today was I did scan the text messages that they say are the ones that you hook your ex back with. And then all of a sudden I had a real feeling like, do I want that? Like, what if I put a spell on him or any one of my exes? I'm not going specific to one person, but what if you did put a spell on them and they did come back? Then what? Like, do you want to open that door back up? I knew a woman growing up, this is a true story, who went to a psychic, and the psychic said that she had a blocking or something, and she fell in love with this guy and he broke up with her. And back when I was a child, she was probably around my age. And now I kind of recognize why she did that, because it is hard to meet someone, which I've talked about. It's hard to meet someone at my age. It's hard to find someone that you connect with on a level enough that you'd want to put a spell on them to get them back. So if you have that kind of like butterfly love at my age, which I'm not saying it's not possible, I in fact haven't had it since I was in my 40s, but if you're going to get that, I imagine that you do anything to keep it. And so she in fact went and put a spell on him, and they are married. Facts. He came back, they got married. I should probably call her. I'm going to put spells on everybody. The thing about the one thing I watched today was it kept saying, this is not for married men. Please do not try this on married men. It's like, listen, if I could text a married dude and he leaves his wife by one text message, I don't think it's about the message, but whatever. Let's put that out there as the big warning. This could ruin a marriage. I think there's more going on than that, than my text about how I thought about you when I heard a song. So the text messages and how you get your ex back. So what do you think? Do you think that there is destiny, that you're supposed to end when it ends, or do you think that you can mess with fate and do these things like these text messages? And by the way, if you're gonna do this, right? If you're gonna have a technique to get the guy back, let's just say. Let's pick on again, off again. If I decide I'm going to text him to get him back, what do I do once I get him back? Do I just pay more for the rest of your life? Just I don't talk to him anymore? I just go, hold on, let me download the new, once you get him back, the preview, the second part. Well, now I got him back. What do I do now? Another $57, and this is how you talk to him for the rest of the, what do you do? You just go back to being yourself after you win them back? I think it's a trick. It's a hoax that I've paid a lot of money for. 10 years ago, so much money. I did spells. I did proper text messages. I did the ghosting and the rule, go 14 days without contact or 21 days without contact. Then you send the breakup. I followed this. I'm telling on myself now. I followed it. And I mean, it worked. We ended up getting back. We broke up again, so it didn't work that much. I should have got part 3 on how do you continue it. So if the message that you're sending yourself isn't enough and you have to use one of these apps, then it's really not you that's talking. But as I'm saying it, the reality is I want to write one thing, I run it past ChatGPT, edit it down to less violent. Please make me sound not as angry. It's literally what I say, a little bit more submissive. Remember, and then I put in all the things that he is, and so text it to him in a way that he'll read it. So I guess I'm not really being myself, which is kind of the same as paying for an app that teaches you how to not be yourself. It's all been a lie. I've been lying for years now. No, it's funny. I think it's good to kind of edit yourself a little bit in a text message, especially if you are in communication with your ex. But then get the ex back text messages and all of these schemes and the scams and what you should say. And they tell you 3 things to whisper in their ear when you're together. I didn't get that far. The one thing that I bought today had an AI part of it, which was more of what I really do enjoy the Chat GPT part of have me not be this angry, lessen the emotions in this, because sometimes I want to be very pointed, and that's not my natural way. As you can tell from watching, I have a lot of emotions and I go a little bit all over the place. When a text message, you got to be a little bit more direct, especially I think with men. They don't want to read 5,000 words. So why do we glamorize getting back with our exes and not moving forward without them? Why don't we look at independence and being single and finding someone new as the journey we should be aiming towards? Maybe I will now. I'll tell you when I go back on my phone after we shoot, if I have all these text messages and ads for, figuring out how to live on your own once you have a breakup, because now it's listening to me anyway. But I don't think they do. I don't think there's you can go and you can search it out and you can seek YouTube and all these things to kind of self-help. But I don't see these ads running about now you're single, you're great, what's next? There are get over your ex. They're kind of sad. They make these can you not sleep? Have you not eaten? Has he blocked you? And it's oh my God. Yes. You're just in bed. It's I don't want to get over anybody. You're making me feel like crap about myself. Thank you so much. But when you can check off the yes, he hasn't called, yes, he's blocked me, yes, I feel bad, oh yes, and oh yes, I'm afraid of getting old by myself. It's this isn't helping. You're not helping me. Help me get over my ex and move forward. Bad checklist. They do give you checklists. Am I alone in this? They literally ask you your age group, ask you what you identify as. That's new. They then ask you what you're interested in, and then they go on to ask you questions about what it is that you're missing in your life and what And it's just I think you feel worse. So by the time you get to the pay part, you're I'm buying all of it. Yes, I need all the help. I need all the help I can get. But what they don't empower you to do is to move forward without the person, whoever this person would be, and to meet someone new or imagine to be okay by yourself. And I can't say across the board, again, I'm doing a general swipe here, but what I've noticed, at least in my feeds, have been a lot of how to get him back and not to how to live happily without the ex. If they're your ex for a reason, right? So what was it? What I've been doing just kind of periodically, the breakup has been for a while. I'm just talking about it now because of what happened on my my Instagram today. But what I do is like write down. I write down stuff. Write down like, what do I want? And did I have it? Sometimes it's kind of shocking. It's like, whoa, no, I didn't have. I had 1, 2, 3, but did I have 7? No, there's like 4 things missing. Could I meet the guy that has the other 4? Why not give it a try, right? And if you're supposed to get back with your ex, great, good for you. But if you're not, forcing them by some weird spell, and I don't know if that's healthy. And then if you do, what I was thinking about today, and I remember what I was, 2013, I remember that little girl, and I call her a little girl, imagine I was like in my 40s, but I felt anything that could possibly work. I did manifestation. I did all of the downloads. I read so many books about how to get them back and what to say right and it's crazy how you internalize a breakup, or how I internalized my breakup and really thought, if I just did this, if I just said, what are you talking about? Like, I wish I could go back to her and be like, stop. You're fantastic. And by the way, way cuter than you think. But I think we get really caught up in what we see and what we hear in all these relationships on the internet. Everyone looks so happy. I know, go back and look at mine. I look so happy. I've heard how happy I look. You know what happens? Photoshop. My life was photoshopped. Instagram is a life Photoshop. I took the best moments and put them up. Trust. 5 seconds before that, I was like, "Grr." And that's what happens. We all put up our best moments, right? Anyway, getting the ex back. Do you really want him back or her back, and why? Write it down. I promise most of the time you're going to be like, oh, maybe not. And maybe don't download that app. $47.69 I think I paid today. But it was interesting. It's an interesting read for across the board. It did give me some ideas about new ways of texting men. It did. And that's worth $47, I guess. It's less than a dinner's going to cost when I go on a date. For them, I'm not paying. I found it interesting. It was fun. It was a fun read. And I have like 14 PDFs that I get to read through when I want to. And if and when I want to get my ex back, I'm going to probably try like my 4th grade boyfriend and see how that works, because I don't remember why I didn't like him. The rest of them I remember. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can find his number. I'll Facebook him. So anyway, have you ever been tempted to rekindle with your ex just because TikTok or Instagram told you to? Which leads me to a bigger question. If you get back with your ex, does it work, or are you just trying to fill a void? Does it ever work? I'll tell you, I did it. Right? I'm speaking firsthand. I did the messages. I would stop if he texted me, and I'd go back to the script. I was really determined on following these rules. I read the rules, if anybody remembers those. I did all the things. It is helpful to not get overly emotional, and it did help me. It helps you respond and not react. And that's a big one when you're arguing or exing or texting anybody. Take a minute, breathe, right? I'm a reactionary type person. So I think one of the things that's smart, and they don't even talk about it, maybe it's like mental thing that they don't know that they know they're doing that we don't know they're doing, is like actually giving us a second to take a minute before we respond. So I would get the text and I would refer to the script and I'd be like, what do I say under these circumstances? And back then there was no ChatGPT, so I was like really going through, I printed it at work and I would read the dialogue about and then I would find kind of something similar and put it out there. And yeah, we ended up getting back together, and then it didn't work out anyway. I think in this period of my life, if I was to do all the things, it would be just to fill a void. It would be to fill a void. I think the world thinks, maybe the internet thinks, that we're more unhappy alone than we are. I think it looks scary to people to be positive and happy without a partner. And I think you can be. I know I am. Not all the time, and I wasn't happy with a partner all the time. Some days are not going to be great. But like weigh out how many days I'm happy with or how many days I'm happy without. Of course you're happier when you're not in a bad relationship. Again, they're probably your ex for a reason, and getting them back might not be the best thing. I'd love to know. I don't know. Did you have a success story? Like I do. I have one from my when I was a kid, from my neighborhood, and I'm not. They're together. The last I checked, I mean, they've got to be in their 70s now, and they got back probably in their 50s. And that's probably the only success story I know about I don't know many people who put spells on people. I didn't grow up in Salem. So this was kind of like a big, like, woo, you went to who and did what? And it was like an oil. I am remembering more now. It was an oil. She put an oil on before they sat down to have like a breakup talk. She was slick. So are you in love, or are you just in love with the history? Are you in love with the person, or with the things the person came with, or the life you had with them? There's a wonderful feeling, I know I've had it, walking in the door with someone and having a partner. But there's also a wonderful feeling coming in, shutting your own door and putting your own lights on. Like, am I, collectively us, are we in love with the person, or just what it looked like, what it represented, and the stories? I think you can have friends, right? Let me just bring that back. Like, I have friends I haven't seen in a very long time, and I don't know if we'd have a great time now, to be honest. I don't know. I know that in my memory of us, it was fantastic, and we had a great time, and these are my childhood friends, and so when we speak, we have this, it's never long anymore. For me, we don't have 2-hour conversations, we don't have dinners, we don't have sleepovers, but we do have a wonderful memory of each other. But the way life happened is that because we've changed, we're separate in ways that we need to be to maintain that level of love. And I think sometimes, possibly, relationships, love affairs might need that. They might need that. They might need to, like, okay, you go over there for a little while, and I'll go over here, and then we won't hate each other. I think I have that with some of my exes. I think we took the time. But you know what? We didn't have the internet. I think the internet, as much as I love it, because I do love it, but the instant stuff, knowing what someone is doing, and the ability to immediately say how you feel can get you in trouble. So I think my exes, the old exes that didn't have the quick text message breakups, I think those ended better. I just discovered that today at o'clock. I think that breakups before the internet were easier. I want to know what you think. I mean, back in the day, we had to talk about like the answer machines and the beepers and, coming home and hoping they called. But like now, you are angry real time. You have someone really getting that message. Remember when you used to leave answer machine messages and call back and delete them? I went and stole, my girlfriend Deirdre Stazak, I believe. Deirdre and I went to my first boyfriend's house, and we stole the back in the day, there was answer machines, and they had tapes in them, and I gave a crazy message, and I went and stole it out of his bedroom. I stole so he didn't even have a tape deck in there when he got home. Like, clearly I said something I didn't want you to hear, but I did. I stole the tape out, because I was like, he's gonna kill me, I can't say that. But actually, it wasn't that one. It was a small one back then. It was like a small, little tiny one. But yeah, you used to be able to record and then listen and re-record and then oh my God, I would record and re-record. Remember leaving messages? I'm gonna run all over the place. Sorry, I'm going here and I'll go back to what we're talking about. But we used to have answer machines, right? Like now you have your voicemail, and most people I know have their voicemail set up to like standard. It just says your number. But when you were younger, you used to record your home phone answer machine message. Man, you'd spend hours finding the right song, sounding the right way, telling people what to do. It was really funny. Like my voice, I don't like my voice, I don't like the way I sound, what music. I used to play Gone Fishing was on mine. Gone Fishing by Louis Armstrong was like the last message I had on my answer machine in 30 Ira upstairs. Anyway, if you've had answer machines, you remember how fun that was, taping it. I don't think anyone cares. You know what? Kids probably care. I don't know. I don't have any kids' phone numbers. But I think most people, when you call them, it goes to their voicemail without a message. Anyway, so I was reminiscing. Thank you for taking that ride back in time with me. But anyway, exes, spells, voids. I don't know. I think sometimes having someone have somebody to do things with is really important. And I think you can get caught up in someone you're familiar with and you like, you don't have to dislike. I don't dislike any of my exes. Well, one, probably two. So are we confusing comfort with compatibility? That's what I want to know. I think sometimes yes, but I think we do that anyway. Don't you agree? Even if you're married, if you're in a long-term relationship, you still, sometimes it's like it just feels normal. My father, apparently, I don't know this, my dad had a brogue, right? Which is an Irish accent. I didn't hear it. because I was used to it. I was comfortable. I didn't hear it. Other people come in the room, like, oh, your father. I'm like, really? Because he was first generation. I didn't hear, I think, certain words he probably pronounced the way his parents pronounced it. So my grandparents definitely had a brogue. But I heard it. I was comfortable with it. It made sense to me. It was his voice. I didn't hear anything different about it. I think that in a relationship, I bring up my father for everything. Sorry. I know it has nothing to do with this. But anyway, hi, Dad. In a relationship, I think you can, same as my dad's voice, get used to something and it just be comfortable for you. And convenience versus comfort, I don't know. I think we all have those moments in relationships. What's the most important part? In a couple, if you're a healthy couple and you have conversations, do you think it'd be cool to ask your partner? Do you think there's moments that we're just comfortable? Or is it just convenient for us? Like, are we comfortable when we love each other and this is easy? Or is like easier than trying and leaving? I don't know. That's a weird question. Don't ask. You're going to end up divorced. Don't do that. Whatever it is, just keep it to yourselves. When you're just dating, things can be it's easier to go back to what you know, right? They say the devil you know. And that's just a reference. None of the guys I've dated are devils. But you are more comfortable with what you know, even if it's not great. So with the weather changing and going into cupping season, what are we looking for? Comfort? Convenience? Or actual love? And can you have it all? I guess if you're with someone all the time and you love them and I guess I felt that all three of those things. Yeah, I guess I felt all three of those things. I want to feel one of those things. I want to feel any of those things right now. So what is scarier, just being alone in general or getting them back and then finding out you were wrong all along? Which is scarier, not taking the chance or doing the spell, getting them back? Or why don't we just look forward to the upcoming breakup, glow up? Why don't we look forward to that? All things we didn't do because we're spending our time on them and taking time now for ourselves and doing all the things we didn't do. Taking the naps and sleeping later and going to the gym and getting massages, hanging out with your girls. Like literally all the things that you stopped for him or her, like getting time with the people you love, putting some self-help together, figuring out what it is you want to do, what makes you feel good. For me, Pilates, massages, time with my friends, and shopping. Done. Cross the board cake. If I have that in a day, I am sorted. And I feel better. I've not been drinking. That makes me feel better. And when you break up with somebody, or they break up with you, even more of a reason to look fabulous, what do you do? Like, what are your things? I have a girlfriend who consistently stops drinking. That's a fact. Every time she has a breakup, she just did it again. Because I guess you lose a lot of water weight, goes to the gym, and takes a trip, and then puts it all over Instagram so he sees it. That's smart. This girl dates a lot, but she's good. She takes care of herself. I don't have a thing yet. I'm right now, my thing is you guys, and working out and self-help. I'm doing a lot of self-help, but I do self-help anyway. I'm into the gurus and stuff. That's why I want to put a spell on somebody. If you tell me I want to manifest. I do all of when I'm sleeping, I do the subconscious subliminal messages to my brain. I probably am spending more money than I should. I'm buying things they're telling me to buy. I don't even care. I went to a hypnotist to try to get the spotless mind. Who knows what they made me do? I probably bark when a bell rings. I don't even know. I do crazy stuff. I'm like, oh, let's try. Like today, I said $47 on some text your ex back just to find out how I'm not texting men correctly. And I'm not, apparently. But yeah, a breakup, glow up. What are you going to do? I'm doing the facelift, but it's not about the glow up. I was doing that anyway. But man, I'm so excited. I'm going to look so good. So let's talk about some iconic glow ups and some bad breakup blow ups. One of my Elvis Presley was one of the best looking men that ever lived, ever. But when Priscilla left him, he was on the verge, getting a little chunk, though he looked hot even when he was chunky. But Priscilla left and he just was like, no ma'am. He lost it all. He got real fat and sweaty, hot, still hot. Not putting you down, Elvis, you're my favorite. But that breakup showed on him. And then she, fabulous. What always happens to Brad Pitt's exes, maybe not Angelina Jolie, she's hot. Most people date Brad Pitt and they get gorgeous. He's got magic sperm. If you remember what Gwyneth Paltrow, hot. Jennifer Aniston, hot. And not that these ladies aren't beautiful, they are beautiful, but man, they were hot when they were with him. And then they broke up and they're like, you're a pretty girl, but you're not walking and sizzling. Angelina kept the sizzle. Brad Pitt was magical. So he makes people hot during the relationship, and then when they break up, they're normal girls. I mean, beautiful normal girls, but there's a glow that's happening when you're with him. He glows you up. Khloe Kardashian is doing her thing. She was on something the other night, And someone said, the host of the show, Kim was on, I don't know what it was. I was watching something on the internet. But the host said, oh, would you set her up? And she, very funny was, she's like, I do not have good taste in men. She looks fantastic. Her body's on point. She's muscular. She's working out all the time. People are saying she's too thin. That's a judgment. I don't have that. I think still has the big hiney, so she's cute. I think good for her. She's putting her time into herself. And I think that's what we should do when we have a breakup. Years ago, there was an article in Cosmopolitan magazine, all the things you should not do after a breakup. You should not maintain relationships with their family, apparently. You should not go to parties they're attending if you know this is all pre-phones, cellular phones. You should never pick up a bad habit when you break up. And I did that when I was a kid. I started smoking to get a boy mad in grammar school, and I smoked for the next up until 13 years ago. So thank you very much. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Cosmo was right. I should have never done that. And they say, don't get a drastic haircut or change your face or style. Well, I'm doing a facelift. That's not about him. Anyway, don't get a haircut. Don't do anything major to yourself. And they have all of these rules about what not to do after a breakup, which is literally killing the glow up. So Cosmo told us, now it's like you have a breakup, you go from brown to blonde, nose jobs, who's skinnier, everyone's Ozempic. I don't know. Cosmo got it wrong with that article. Showing up at a family party with all your new stuff, your new features, your new face, new hair, weaves, tight clothes, all the Cosmopolitan article was wrong. I say no. So even after the glow up, like whatever it is you do, you're still left with just you. No matter what you look like, no matter what changes you make, and unless you do the self-help, the inner work, which is super important, you are gonna still be you, same girl or guy that got dumped. So what is it? Are you alone or are you lonely? You know, those are the moments I think that matter. What are you in the midst of this? And are you taking the time to figure it out? First breakups, I was lonely in a room full of people. I remember that feeling. It's almost like a death. I was alone in a room full of people. That's a heartache. That's awful. And anybody out there feeling that, I'm here for you. Literally, that's awful. It sucks. Going through that is terrible. But there is, I promise, light on the other end of that. You can get through it. But then there's just being alone. And, you know, I'm alone. I was in a relationship and alone. I was alone because we didn't live in the same place. And I was, you know, being alone. Either you enjoy your company or you don't. I love being alone. The time I get that little, it's like when an invite comes, you know, the wedding invites or the birthday invites or the party invites, and it's just you. Or it's you and the ex, which happens too. And you're like, ugh, now I've stopped telling people, I don't care. I say I'm coming alone. I never explain it. But are you alone or are you lonely? And how do you figure that out? You have to spend time alone to do that, I think. I know for me, I did. So is being alone something we find strength in that we should be proud of, or is it something that you think we should be ashamed of? I think there are moments of both. I think I've been at a restaurant or a place by myself and people have pointed at, oh, just you, it's happened. And it's like that. There's got to be a way of saying that doesn't make me feel away. And again, at this age, I don't. Younger, that would have hurt my feelings. Now I'm like, yeah, but I'll take 2 seats anyway because I'm going to have my dog sit there. But yeah, should being alone be something we're ashamed of, or no, it's not? First of all, I'm not even going to pose the question. Of course not. We all know that's not. Why? What do you mean? Relationships end. People break up all the time. People pass away. There are widowers. Like, should you be ashamed? Clearly not. So no, I'm not posing the question. I think some people feel that way or judging us for it, and we don't even care about them. I don't care about them. Clearly, being alone isn't a problem, especially, I'm going to say, just because I can only be me, as I got older, at this age now, time by myself is time well spent. I put so much energy into self, you know? First of all, I watch what I want to watch. That sounds silly. Not when you're in a relationship with someone who has a different taste in TV than you. That's a whole podcast by itself. Do you know how many shows I wasn't able to watch? You know, people know. There are guys who watch sports and you want to watch, I don't know, whatever TV show you want to watch. Having the ability to put the TV on or shut the TV off or have a light on or have music playing or have nothing is a freedom that I think is beautiful. And I enjoy it more now at my age, probably than I did when I was younger. I have a lot more space than I did when I was younger. When I was a child, I hid in the closet. It's a place that I felt safe. So when I am alone in my apartment now or younger, I always found kind of a nook, like a little nook to be in, to just be me, no music, no sound, be alone with my thoughts. That to me brings me comfort. And the older I get, the more I need my little nooks and my little comfy spaces, my closet, if you will. So yeah, I like being alone. And I definitely, I enjoy doing things alone. I have talked about it, I don't love dinners in New York by myself, which is a strange thing. I don't mind dinners elsewhere. But yeah, being alone, I like myself. I'm funny. I crack myself up. Like, what do you like about it? It's important that we like ourselves. If I don't think I'm funny, if I don't think I'm interesting, if I don't think I'm kind, who's going to, right? Like, I say write lists about other people. Man, write a list about yourself. I don't think I've done that. Write a list about what's good about you, what's great about you. I do these self affirmations in the mirror, which is so weird. What's so funny is I have told so many people I love them and meant it. And I say to the people I love, I say I love you every time I hang up the phone. Any of my friends will tell you that's a fact. Write it, make a comment under this podcast. But man, I don't tell myself I love you. And now I started. And you know how weird it feels? Try it. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself you love yourself. You're going to freak out. It's like, why is that weird? I love me. My mom and dad loved me. Why don't I love me? And I was saying at some point, looking at yourself and seeing the features of your family, it's what's happening because I'm doing all these mirror affirmations. But yeah, it's like, love yourself, man. Spend time alone. And if you're uncomfortable alone, get a therapist. I mean, I think we should all have therapists anyway. But uncomfortable with your thoughts or being alone, I think something else is probably going on, and that's okay. We all need to reach out at some point. I used to seek out to be alone to avoid things. It was like running from. I was hiding from something back then in the closet, right? Now I'm not. Now I'm like, I'm cool with it. Either put the music on or not. I really do. I sit in silence a lot, way more than I think other people would be. Other people would be surprised that the TV's off all day long. I sit in silence a lot. And I'm not always on the phone. So yeah, spend time with yourself. We don't have to be a +1, man. We don't have to be a +1. I was a +3. My parents were my +2, and then I was just me. And then I was in a relationship, and I was sometimes a +1 and sometimes not. So, whatever your thing is, you got to get together. You got to get it with yourself. You got to get to know yourself. You got to get okay with yourself, I think. When we're single, when you're alone, it's important that you build a life that's full, that you find things, that you fill up the moments. And your moments can be spent alone, of course. I have a lot of time alone. But what do you fill your time with? Who are your people? Who's in your corner? What are the things that you enjoy doing? What can you do that you couldn't do? There was one of the lists on in my podcast, one of the podcasts I listened to about breaking up and about having a life after a breakup, because these are the things I search, they don't come to me. What did you give up? Have you given up anything for family, for friends, for relationships that you really wanted or enjoy doing? Do it now. Fill your life up. Fill it up with big, important, enjoyable things for you. They don't have to matter to anybody else. It has to be the things you like. I have such stupid little things that I enjoy doing. Ice cream. I love ice cream alone on the couch with milk. I love it. I do it by myself at night. Eating ice cream on the couch. Freak other people out because you could spill it on the couch. I don't care. My couch. I'm going to eat the ice cream. I'm going to do the things. I've built a life that's full for myself because I felt like I was devastated. I really did. I thought, I'm never going to live. What am I going to do? I'm going to do everything I want to do is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to get a facelift. I'm going to get my extensions done. I'm going to shop and go on vacations by myself. I'm going to do everything I want to do by myself, and I'm going to have a good goddamn time doing it, and that is what I did. So what's going to fill your life up? Figure it out. Whatever it is. You know what else I did? I painted. I painted a picture of Oliver. Yes, I did. I know I'm a nerd, and it was Oliver, but I painted. I never painted when I was in a relationship. Paint. I'm Picasso now that I'm single. Do whatever you want to do, but build a life for yourself. And it's okay to be crushed for a little while. Be crushed. Be sad. Cry to your friends. Don't text them. If you're going to text him or her, buy that thing, $47. Know how to text your ex. It helps. But don't text, but build a life for yourself. And worse than being alone is being with the wrong person. You don't want to spend your life unhappy, on eggshells, not eating ice cream on the couch. Do what you want to do, but find the person that is right. Do not settle for the wrong person. It's the worst possible case scenario to figure out not to be alone by making a mistake. Are we going to choose the wrong person rather than just choose us? Is that what we're going to do? No. You know how many people are forcing me to go on dates? You know how many people are like, I've been dating, and it's fun, and I'm happy, and I'm doing that because I want to do it, because guess what? I'm building a life for myself. I'm filling it up, and I'm going to fill it up with dating too. But I'm not going to get married, and I don't mean have to love somebody, but I'm not going to go out with a guy that I don't like either. Like, no, I don't have to go out every night. It's okay to have a date a week if I feel like it. I don't need a partner. If I want one, I'll have one, but I don't need. You don't need anybody. You only need you. And it's such BS to have people in our ears. And and the internet, you internet Instagrammer coming at me telling me what I do need and don't need and what relationships and how to text and not to text and take a month off and find yourself and then I'll come back to you. Zip it. So the most freeing part about not having to go out with people who are forced down your throat by your friends is that it's really up to you. Look, we have freedom. We have the freedom of choice. I get to choose. It's empowering to say yes or no to dating. It's empowering to say, no, I'm not going to go sit at the bar at Harry's and hope somebody talks to me. I'm going to sit at home and watch a marathon of Animal Kingdom. Great show. That's what I did. When my friends got dressed, we should get dressed up and go at, no, ma'am. You know what else I'm not doing? I'm not dressing for him. I like the way I dress. Oh, are you going to wear a dress? To a wedding, I'm going to wear a dress. To a wedding, not to dinner. No, sir, am I wearing a dress? No, I'm not getting dressed up. I wear jeans. What I do, I look cute. But I don't like this whole, what are you going to wear on a date thing? And guys like me, or guys can keep it moving. I go out the way I look every day. I might put on a little bit more makeup and a heel. Like I'd wear what I'm wearing right now with a heel. But you'd see me that tomorrow, next day. You're not catching me in a robe and then in a gown. It's not happening. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those girls who put it all together for the date. What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do? We're going to wear a gown on every date? Come on now. Anyway, the freedom of dating who I want, when I want, going where I want. You know what I don't? And I also don't pick places. A man asks, you're going to ask me out? Find the spot. I want to be courted. I like an old school relationship. I want flowers. After a date, I want flowers sent. I talked about opening my dating up to men and women recently, and I've gotten a lot of conversation about, am I gay? Am I bi? And first of all, I'm not. I don't think I'm bi. I couldn't know. You know what? I don't know because I've never tried. So there's that. I don't know. But I think women are fantastic and amazing. So if I want to go to dinner with a woman and you want to go to dinner with me, we're going to do that too. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That's powerful. And I've not had that for a very long time. So I'm finding a lot of power in just making choices that work for me. And I don't care what other people think. I got a lot of questions about the podcast saying that I opened my dating up, but I did, and I don't care. I haven't gone out with a woman yet, but who knows? I might just go to dinner and talk about what I want to talk about. It's none of your business. I'll tell you later. I will tell you though. So as the weather is changing, it's getting a little colder, we're getting into cuffing season. What do you think is more important? Finding someone's going to keep you warm or protecting your own peace? Filling a void with a person or filling your own cup first? Chasing comfort or chasing growth? The season's changing, it's getting colder, and the pressure to be in a relationship and cuffing up is happening. But here's the truth. What matters is not who's keeping you warm, but what's keeping you grounded. So maybe this year, instead of rushing into something for the sake of comfort, we're going to prioritize our peace, our growth, and the kind of company that actually adds to our lives, even if it's just ourselves. So with that, thank you for coming to this episode of Still Can't Cook. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We don't need anybody but ourselves. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Don't listen to anybody else. Stick to what you think. You know what you need. I can't wait to see you again next week. Please subscribe, follow. Thank you so much. Thank you for paying attention, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for showing up for another episode of Still Can't Cook. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, on YouTube or any other podcast provider. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, please follow us at Still Can't Cook. Love to have you guys back every week. So happy that you joined us and look forward to seeing you next week.